Welcome to Contracting Conversations. My name is Scott Williams, and I'm joined by my co-host, Jim Valley. Today, we are talking with Amber Pecoraro. She is a procurement analyst in Headquarters Air Force Materiel Command Contracting Directorate and host of the Contracting Experience podcast. Thanks again for joining us today, Amber.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Scott and Jim. I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely. We're just happy to have you with us today. And to get us started, can you tell us about the Contracting Experience podcast and why it was created?
Sure. So, the Contracting Experience is a podcast created out of our Air Force Contracting Office and Air Force Materiel Command. And it was created to connect government acquisition professionals to the world around them through conversations with acquisition influencers. We look at insights into evolving hot topics, and we like to share lessons learned from the field. Working in acquisition, it can be easy to focus on the specific mission requirement that you're working on. And so we wanted to create a new way for the workforce to stay connected to the other important things going on in their industry that they may not be exposed to every day, but that may impact them and their organizations.
Great. Thanks, Amber.
So, Amber, can you give us some examples of the types of conversations you feature on this podcast?
Yeah. So we sit down with Air Force leadership to get their strategic view of acquisition and contracting. Our most recent episode features four-star General Duke Richardson, who is the Air Force Materiel Commander. He introduced the main lines of effort in his 2023 strategic plan. We also received great Air Force contracting perspective from the Air Force's top contracting leader in the Pentagon, General Alice Trevino, on another episode this year. And then we also like to take it to the team level by sharing best practices. So we interviewed a program manager and contracting officer from the C-17 Simulators Program Office in Air Force Lifecycle Management Center, and they highlighted the use of Federal Acquisition Regulation 16.5 fair opportunity selection procedures for their program valued over $900 million. We've also done some episodes with Education with Industry, or EWI fellows. These are service members that get partnered to work with a company in industry for 10 months and bring back a new perspective and lessons learned to the workforce. Some examples of other topics we've covered on the podcast are supply chain risk management, industrial security, commercial benchmarking, pitch day competitions, and leadership coaching.
Yeah, that sounds great, Amber. I have noticed how robust your podcasts are. They're really neat to listen to. So what feedback have you gotten on the use of the podcast as a medium to reach the acquisition workforce?
Yeah, so the workforce has told us that they enjoy the podcast and the ability to get information through their headphones while they're doing other things like walking, driving, etc. After 4 years of the podcast, we have over 84,000 downloads. I also think with podcasting in general, people enjoy having access to what feels like an intimate conversation with someone that they may not normally have access to or get an opportunity to meet. In my view, that perceived intimacy helps people connect with the information more, which helps make an impact.
Great. Thanks.
Yeah, that sounds really good, Amber. I'm very interested in listening. So how do we access the podcast?
So, the Contracting Experience podcast is available on your favorite podcasting app on your smartphone or smart device. You can click on your podcasting app and search for the Contracting Experience, and it should pop up for you. And then you can subscribe and start listening. If you want to reach the podcast on your laptop, you can search the internet for the Contracting Experience, or by going directly to www.dvidshub.net and searching for the Contracting Experience. DVIDS, or DVIDS, stands for Defense Visual Information Distribution Service, and that's just where our podcast is hosted.
Oh, great. So, Amber, what I will do is at the bottom, in the description of this recording, we'll go ahead and put all those links in there for everybody so they can click on that and take them directly to your podcast. So, Is there any other points you'd like to share?
One of the main purposes of the podcast is to get the acquisition workforce connected to other aspects of their industry that they may not be exposed to every day. This different perspective can inspire ideas to do things better and motivate needed change in our environments. So I highly encourage your listeners to download the Contracting Experience podcast and get connected.
Great. And I highly recommend, this is not just an Air Force thing. This could help any of the services, Fourth Estate, in their learning that they, lifelong learning that they need to do.
For sure.
Thanks, Amber. Appreciate you coming to the show today to discuss the Contract Experience podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it, guys.
Great. Hopefully have you again someday. That'd be awesome. So that is all we have for today. But please, if you haven't already, subscribe to our Contracting Conversations channel. Type in any comments below to include your questions for future discussions, and spread the word of this channel to your peers and to those you supervise or lead. Let us help you answer their questions. We look forward to having future contracting conversations with you.